So guys, I'm very, very glad to be back. Obviously, we have maybe 10% of the whole company on this. I don't know if time zone or people just didn't think I'd actually show up. But I've been gone for a while, guys. Damn, do I ever miss being on this? Do I miss you guys? You know, I guess it's been about 8 months since I've been on here killing it for you guys, talking to you guys, just, hashing things out with you guys. And for those of you guys that don't know what we used to do on here, is we used to cause havoc. I mean, we'd get on here like an entire family, get together, hash out trades, go through the charts, discuss everything from business to life to leadership. It was probably the most fun time I've ever had with respect to doing anything related to this kind of stuff, and I guess the last 8 months, 7 months, we got really busy with the company. I got a little bit complacent. So it is what it is, right? But guess what? I'm back 110%. All right. Now, just to let you guys know, I'm going to be on every single night, right like we used to do it back in the day, all right? Every night, between 10 and 10:30, I'm going to be out here killing it for you guys, going through charts, analysis, markups, fundamentals, business, leadership, fun times, good times, bad times, every single night, all right? And only Friday nights, because Friday nights itself, markets are closed. But I'm also going to be coming on the London session, guys. All right? The London session, which I've moved back to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the pre-London session, and I find, it works perfectly fine. All right, to pull it back from 2:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. because we can do the chart markups right before the London session opens up. Now, on the mobile app, guys, is it working as presidential hour? Let me know, because I just want to clarify a few things. On your mobile phone, does it come on presidential hour? What I'm going to be doing every day, guys, I'm going to be doing the 10:30 p.m. presidential hour, and I'll be here on the London session. So guess what? I'm back for 2 sessions a day. Now, for those of you guys that got used to Harsh is a great guy, but he's not Reza. And for those of you guys that got used to him, you have no idea what you're in for, because my energy levels are different. It's a whole different ballgame. All right. So let me just check and see exactly what is showing on the mobile app. Let me check. Okay, we'll just confirm it something. Anyways, so on the mobile app, it's not on. What slot is it on? It's on the 1 p.m. session. All right. All right, so I just messaged my developer to let him know um, with respect to moving it properly to the presidential hour. Because I think on the mobile app, since I haven't used this really in such a long time, we never really checked it. So what am I going to do during my live sessions? All right. I'll tell you the structure that we've changed up. All right. You know, one of the biggest things is everybody wanted me to come back. Everybody wanted me to be out there trading with you guys, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm the original guy that started all of this. And Harsh, being as great as he is, you know, a lot of people, you know, he can't do what I do. All right. So long story short, I'm going to be back every single day for the 10:30 p.m. presidential hour and the 1 a.m. London session. All right. Now, all the signals that go out as well now, you guys know the signal section, I'm doing all of that now. Okay, that was all Harsh before. I'm doing that whole thing now. All right, so all the signals are going to be sent directly from me. The auto trader as well, Harsh was sharing that with me. And a couple things happen. It is what it is. I'm taking over that completely. So now there's only two strategies. It's the trendsetter strategy and the market maker strategy. In fact, I did the first trade today on that pound CAD. Could have taken a lot more profit on it, but I closed it off in about a 15 pip profit. So auto trader is 100% me now on the market maker and trendsetter. You can expect a lot of action there. We've got the signals that are going to be coming out, and the signals are now going to be all by me. All right, so you can put more eggs in those baskets. All right, with respect to those signals, and pay more attention to those, because there are going to be some solid signals coming out. And 2 sessions a day I'll be on doing the presidential hour every single day, and the London session I'll be doing. Harsh will be doing all the education sessions, plus he'll do the 8 a.m. New York session. So for those of you guys that wanted me, come to my sessions. We're going to kill it. It's going to be fire. All right. Harsh is going to be on during the New York session. And at the same time, Harsh is going to handle the education. He's a phenomenal educator, excellent guy, and he's a part of our family. We all know that. Mistakes happen. You know, he got involved in some bad trades. It's okay. Mistakes happen. It is what it is. He's a phenomenal guy. And but the great thing is I'm back. I feel excited. I feel amazing. And I'm just going to kill it for you guys. We're going to have so much fun. And if you remember what we did a couple years ago on these live sessions, when I'd get out there, put 4 or 5 signals, and like 4 or 5 signals would all make profit for you, trust me, guess who's back? Guess who's back? Back again. All right. So let's start. Let everybody know, guys. Let everybody know. Do I give out trades during my live session? Someone answer that question. Do I ever? All right. Okay. So tonight we're going to start lightly. We're going to look at, let's take a look at 3 different pairs today. I'm going to take a look at the Euro USD for you. And just to let you guys know, tonight's going to be the only night, well, this week is going to be the only week where we're going to really dive into trades. Traditionally, what I do is I do solid education, teaching you guys the concept behind understanding price action, naked trading, and fundamentals and technicals. And I get into it very deep. In fact, the stuff that I'm going to teach you guys in the next 5-6 months on here, I guarantee you there isn't a single person that can teach you. We're going to go heavily back into Ichimoku, Heikin Nashi, Elliott waves, quadrant trading. You're about to watch your trading literally become 100% better. All right. Plus, we're going to put these trades out every session. It's going to be a wonderful thing. All right. So today, let's take a look at the Euro USD. All right. We're also going to take a look at, let's take a look. Where are you? USD CAD, USD CAD. Where are you? So we're going to take a look at USD CAD. All right. And let's take a look as well towards the Aussie pair. Aussie. I just said that on an English accent. Why did I say that on an English accent? AUD USD. All right. Now, in case you're wondering what these lines are on my screen, this is a pivot point indicator. It basically tells you the daily resistance and support and pivot points plotted out for you. You can find this in your back office by simply downloading the pivot point indicator. All right. All right. So the first pair we're going to look at today is Euro USD. And I'm going to show you how I analyze, all right? So anytime you're analyzing pairs, guys, because one of the biggest issues I see with new traders or even traders that have been trading for a few months is they look at one time frame and one time frame only, all right? And if a trade goes against them, they panic. If a trade goes into a profit, they take the profit generally right away. And one of the main things you really got to do is start charting on a large time frame just so you can see an overall scope. Because sometimes you could take a trade that goes against you, but the overall scope on it is good. And sometimes you could be in a trade where you're in a profit and you want to take the profit, but in reality, you should let the trade ride out. So one of the things I like to do, guys, and I use what you see on the screen here with respect to indicators, all right? I just use a daily pivot points, okay? And what I like to do is I like to analyze by going to a weekly time frame, okay? Why? Because it allows me to get a proper snapshot, guys, of exactly what direction the market is going in on an overall basis. The primary trend is what I'm trying to look at. I want to see if I'm executing trades, what's my core focus on? You know, am I bullish or am I bearish? Okay, and right off the bat, let's just take a look at Euro USD here. This is a weekly time frame. I think it's safe to say this pair is 100% bearish, right? You can easily tell. I mean, we had this massive drop from 2014, and ever since that, it's really gone sideways. I mean, even though we've had these, 400 or 500 pip moves, it's technically going sideways in a long-term scenario, and it hasn't really picked out where it wants to go. Does it want to drop below this 104 level because 104 held fine, or does it want to break this 114 level? And that's a far way away, but these are stuff you got to analyze. And the first thing I like to do, guys, is plot out my trend lines. Always do that, okay? And you're going to see how accurate these play out for us because we're going to execute off of these, and you're going to see how solid these are, okay? So the first thing I like to do, guys, is identify my main levels of support and resistance, all right? So let's go ahead and plot those in, okay? Very simple. Look for the bodies of the candles. Never, ever, ever, ever put your trend lines like this on the wicks. It's crazy, crazy. Never do that, all right? It's inaccurate and it won't work. You want to always have it on the body because that's where prices failed. So let's go ahead and do this together, all right? So right here, we have a major level of support and resistance. So I'm going to go ahead and plot a few lines out. And again, tonight, I'm not going to get in depth into the analysis with respect to understanding support and resistance lines because as much as you think you understand them, you don't, all right? There's a lot I'm going to teach you guys, a lot I'm going to show you guys, and you're going to see the difference, all right? So let's plot out the major levels that we're concerned about because we're not concerned right now about putting lines, way up at 134.36, right? We want to know the immediate, few hundred pips. So I'm going to put another trend line here, okay? Support and resistance, horizontal line. Let's take a look and see if there's any other significant levels. Well, sure there is. I can see another one right here, all right? And these simple lines, guys, are really going to guide you and give you multiple trading opportunities, because when you use them in confluence with some of the strategies I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how to use Fibonacci fans, Fibonacci arcs, Fibonacci points. I'm going to show you guys the fork, Andrew's pitchfork. My original guys that learned from me know how powerful Andrew's pitchfork is. All right. Andrew's pitchfork is an amazing strategy that I taught everybody, along with the Ichimoku Kinko Hayo strategy. And these are going to be strategies that you're going to fall in love with. All right. So I've identified 3 major points. And then what I'd like to do is go on a daily time frame. All right. And do the same thing. Essentially look for more levels on a daily time frame and go deeper, you know, more forensics, right? We're trying to find out all the major levels where price tends to turn, reverse, and if it breaks through, continues to go in that direction. All right. The other lines that I like to put in, guys, are these trend lines. All right. And look how I do them. Very simple, just like this. All right. Now, if you had drawn these lines out, you would have made a very nice trade when price reached these levels. For example, from this candle, that was a 65 pip profit you could have made, right? So this is why these lines are very, very important. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and map this out. Now, the one thing you'll notice with me is when I do start my trend lines, guys, the ones that go sideways, I start them on the wick. I always start them on the wick, but then I touch all the bodies of the candles. And again, next week when we start from Monday, I'll be doing a good week of education on understanding how to use these trend lines. So I'm just going to map this out. So I set it up on a weekly. Now I come on a daily time frame. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now, technically, I could have moved that line over lower, but let me actually just get rid of this one and make it tighter. All right. I want to be as accurate as possible with this. And then let's go ahead and put a trend line there as well. Okay. Now, what am I looking for when I'm taking a trade? I'm looking for price to bounce off any of these lines. All right. And I'm going to look for a failing candle. Now, anytime you're looking to execute a trade, execute the trade based on a 4-hour candle closure and get in on a 15-minute time frame. So again, tonight we're going to put out some trades, all right, because not everyone's online. But tonight I just want to give out some trades, get myself back in the action with you guys. But from next week, it's going to be 1 full week of education on different topics, all right? And the first thing we're going to be working on Monday, actually, is going to be support and resistance lines, right? So if you're a little bit confused right now, don't worry about it. I'm going to teach you guys all of this starting next week. I just want to put out tonight, put out some trades for you guys and give you some analysis, and we'll take it from there, all right? So let's go on a 4-hour time frame. Let's make this smaller. So as you can see, guys, on a 4-hour, we've had a pullback from the 105.79 level. Prices dipped down heavily, and then we had that major spike that occurred about 2.5 weeks ago, and from there price has gone right up. Now, what I like to look for is higher highs and lower lows. Unless a price makes higher highs, I don't consider that an actual change of direction. All right. So as much as you see prices have pulled back here, I don't consider this fully bullish because we were not able to break this high. And yet we had a major pullback from 107.70, and now price is actually hanging around this cluster here at the 107.16 level. Okay, so remember how I said our primary trend here is bearish? If you go on a daily time frame, it is still bearish. So we're looking for selling opportunities right now, guys. We're not really looking for buying opportunities. Now, can you buy into this market? You can, but that will be counter trend trading, which does work at times. But I really want you guys to understand, the logistics of how things happen. So you understand how to trade based on primary strategies rather than, essentially jumping in on both different sides of the market. Okay. So let's take a look and analyze this together. All right. Now 107.30, guys, prices failed multiple times. All right. 107.30, which is only about 50 pips away, is a level that prices failed numerous times. And what I'm going to look to do is my shorts are going to be anywhere from the 107.30 up to the 107.67 area. And I'm going to put another level of support and resistance there. Okay. So how I would like to play this is very simple. I'm going to draw another trend line here. All right. And I'm going to use a confluence point. And a confluence point is really an area where prices failed multiple times. All right. And been met with multiple confirmations of, of support or resistance. So it could be a Fibonacci point plus a trend line plus a pivot point, etc., etc. And if we take a look at Euro USD, we can kind of see that right around here. We've got the daily R1, which is our pivot point. We've got this trend line, all right? We got the horizontal trend line, and we've got a 61.8 and a 50% Fibonacci level. So what I would like to do is look right into the center of this area, right around here, the 107.50. And for me to execute, I would need the price to essentially head up to this zone here, this 107.50 area. And I would wait for a 4-hour candle to fail penetration, and I would sell. And my target would be back down to the 38.2 Fibonacci level. Now, my target is always going to be from here to here. It's a 50 pip target. But what I always suggest, guys, is if you're in 20 pip profit, just take it. You don't go broke taking profits. As long as you're taking profits out of the trade and the pair, all right, it's going to make sense for you to be lucrative. So anytime you're in a 15, 20, 25 pip profit, my suggestion is just take it. Or at the worst case scenario, move your stop loss to break even. Move your stop loss to break even and ride the trade out. Don't sit there and target 50, 60 pips. And if it doesn't close, if it doesn't hit 50, 60 pips, you're going to continue holding it, because what might end up happening is you'll slowly lose those profits you had made. All right. So it's always good to take about 15, 20 pips and get out. Okay. Now, again, I'm throwing a lot of things all at once on this session. Again, it is my first session back, and I want to put out some signals for you guys tonight. And not, only 10% of the companies on this session because I didn't know I was going to be on. But again, going forward, I'm going to be setting up a schedule. Actually, this weekend, I'm going to set up a schedule for you guys. You're going to get an email tomorrow from the corporate newsletter email. It's not a newsletter, but you're going to get a corporate email that's actually going to outline for you guys the schedule I have in play from Monday to Friday of next week of all the different courses I'm going to be teaching you guys and lessons I'm going to be teaching you guys next week. So what I'm going to do next week is every single session at 10:30 p.m., I'm going to teach you a brand new strategy or teach you a brand new structure, okay? And give you 3 or 4 different signals and trades. This way, as we get into it, you know, these sessions are going to become more and more just raw trading together. We're going to trade together, analyze, and go together to make money. For the first while, I'm going to have to teach you guys a lot of different things. So when I'm on here charting, you understand where I'm going with it. But with the Euro USD, guys, let's look to sell around the 107.50 area. All right. And what we're going to need is we're going to want a 4-hour candle to get up here. And it doesn't have to be one 4-hour candle, but we're going to want prices to head up to this point. And from this point here, when the 4-hour candle closes, and as it closes bearish, you're going to enter. And let's just go for about 20 pips on this. All right, 20 pips, 30 pips, and get out. Now, we have an alternative trade we can take as well. All right. And it's this one here at 107.08. How are we going to play this one? Very simple. All right. Prices need to come down, break this level. On the retest, you're going to sell and target your 20, 30 pips. All right. So two opportunities here. We're either going to sell at the 107.50 level, or we're going to wait for a break below 107.08, wait for a small retest, and it doesn't need to, you know, it doesn't need to move drastically. It doesn't need to make a massive move. Okay? Then you're going to enter your short. All right? Then you're going to enter your short. So two opportunities here at play, guys. 107.50, or wait for the break, retest, and enter your short. And again, on both trades, I would target about anywhere from 15 to 30 pips. Just if you're making money, make your money and get out. All right. And that's basically the two positions I'm looking at right now on Euro USD. Okay. And now remember, again, tonight I'm more or less getting back into the action with you guys, putting out a few signals and letting people know I'm back, just so you know, we can build a schedule for this. All right. Let's take a look at USD CAD, guys. Now, USD CAD has gone parabolic, all right? Basically, from the 17th, the last 3 days, we've had a 230 pip move upwards. And this move has a lot of conviction behind it, guys, all right? There's a lot of conviction behind this move. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys, this is a daily time frame. And we got a nice level right here at 135.16. Okay, let's go on a 4-hour. Actually, let's go back on a daily. Let's plot out our trend lines. So the trend line right there. All right. Let's put, we have a support and resistance here. This is the areas I'm really concerned about. Let's go on a 4-hour. And let's check it even on a 1-hour. So you can't really trend line this, guys. I mean, it shot up way too much for you to even bother trend lining it. So let's go on a 4-hour. Let me actually fib this as well. All right. Now, the play I'm going to have for this specific pair is obviously, guys, our primary trend is upwards. I personally think this has room to go up another, I would say, a couple hundred pips. All right. I think easily this can go up. Easily can go up another couple hundred pips, guys. All right. So what I would do is my play on this, a break of 135.16, wait for a very minor retest and buy it. All right. On a break of 135.16, wait for a very minor retest, and buy the pair. And again, leave an open target at the top. Okay, leave an open target at the top. I would go for, again, on this pair, I would go for about 40 pips. But if I make 20 pips on it, I'd close out still. I'd be happy. 20, 25 pips, I'd close out and be happy. Now, alternatively, we can play it off this level as well, right around here, around the 134.46. So you could also play, if prices come back down towards 134.46, you can buy it off that line and essentially target back upwards as well. But what I see happening is, I do believe prices should be able to break above this 135.16 level, retest, and once they retest and try to reclaim that trend line and break it and pull back down, because the bears are going to do that. The second we get a break of a bullish, a bullish line, the bears will try to pull it back down, and they succeed sometimes. And this is why I want to see a break and retest. Because look over here, guys. We had a break. All right, we had a break, but the candle did not close above this trend line. The candle body needs to close above it. If the candle body does, even if the prices go way up to here, if that 1 hour or 4 hour candle that you're analyzing and taking a trade off of comes back down and it closes below here, do not enter your buy position because it clearly has failed. All right, you're going to want to only enter, okay, you're only going to want to enter should the candle's body break above this red line and stay above there, because the candle after that is definitely going to come right back down to this line and test it. When it comes back down to this line, you buy it. Okay, so you always want to break, retest, and then buy. All right, break, retest, and then buy. Someone's asking me, says, how are you able to make a call like that? Go up 100 pips with like no indicators, etc. What's your thought process, Reza? So how could an indicator tell you, like what would an indicator do to make it easier to understand that? Price action is the only way you should trade. Like what's an indicator going to do? An indicator is going to tell you if it should go up another 100 pips? If that's the case, then you're wrong. It's not. All right? The only way you should trade is based off of price action and support and resistance. You don't need an indicator to tell you whether it's going to go up or not. The only indicators and only strategies, out there that are solid or stuff, like Ichimoku is very good for a long term, not even long term, but using higher time frame candles. All right, it's really good. But price action is all you need. You don't need anything other than price action. Okay, and why do I say 100 pips? I'll tell you why. All right, where will be the next level? If it broke this level here, where would it have to go? Just think about it logically. All right, the minimum level, the next major level is 77 pips right here. That's the next any level of support. It's about 70 pips up. All right, and I can assure you, USD CAD has been trying to get back up to the top, to that 140 level for a long time. And if you look at it on a daily time frame, it's ever so slightly going higher and higher and higher. So it's just price action. Just take a look at the price action here. All right? I do believe if it breaks this level, for sure, I think it wants 136, 137. I think at 137, we can see a good correction, but I believe it wants those levels. So I would look for it. I would look for it to break this and go long. All right. In fact, long is the only play I would play on this thing. All right. So we're either going to buy it on a touch of 134.46, guys, or we're going to buy it on a break of 135.16 and a retest. Okay. Pretty simple setup. Again, leave your target open, move your stop loss to break even at 20 pips or take your profit. I think if you can make 1 or 2 trades at 30 pips a day, you're solid. You're rock solid. All right. Let's take a look at AUD/USD. Let's go on a daily time frame, and you can see on a daily time frame, it's been making lower highs consistently. We got a high, we got a lower high, and this is this is a good indication that the bears are in control. And how I would play AUD/USD is I would definitely be selling 100%. 74.96, guys, which is not that far away. These are about 20-30 pips away. All right. That's going to be the play. We're going to sell it. All right. I'm going to draw this trend line as well. And as long as price stays below this trend line, you're safe. All right. As long as price stays below that trend line, you are safe. All right. That's how you always got to look at it. So let's say you went short around this level here and it pushes up against you by 10 pips. You don't need to close that out and run. As long as it stays below this trend line, you're safe. And this is why I say draw larger time frame trend lines, just so you can see exactly when it'll turn. Because if it breaks this trend line, then you close it out. Because yeah, chances are it's going to make a higher run. All right. So how we're going to play this is once it's at 74.96. All right. We're going to wait for price. So there's 2 positions here we can play. We're going to wait for price to break below 74.96, retest, and we're going to enter our short position. All right. And again, open target, 20 pips. You can call it home free and take the trade. Alternatively, I would say right around the 75.51 level, 75.51 level, should prices head upwards first, right around here, I would sell as well and target back downwards. Why? Because I've got 2 major points and I got a daily pivot point there. All right. I've got a good confluence area. I've got this trend line. I've got a horizontal level of support and resistance. I got a daily pivot point. So that's another opportunity. 75.51 short, or wait for the break below 74.96 and retest and short. Now, you don't need to wait for a massive break. As long as the body of the candle is at least 10 pips closed outside of this level, that's where you're going to consider that level broken. It doesn't need to break by 50 pips. All right. As long as I would say a 10, 12 pip break with the body of the candle. All right. With the body of the candle is what I would consider that specific trend line broken, at which point I would wait for the retest and execute my short. And trading with that strategy, you're getting in with the best odds. All right. As long as your analysis is done properly, you're using the right strategy. You're going to win 70 to 80% of the time. Now, there's times, guys, where the markets can become irrational, right? And there's nothing you can do about that, and you can't let that dissuade you and make you change your strategy. Always stick to your strategy, stick to your guns, do exactly what you were doing, and it's going to come for you. All right. So these are the trades I'm putting out for today. All right. If there's anyone that's in the company, guys, make sure they know to come on these sessions, because we literally had, I would say 10% of the company on these sessions, on this session, and we want to have everybody on this session. So make sure everyone's on for the sessions going forward, guys, and I'll be broadcasting it out as well. Now, someone asked, would I be using these specific trades on the signals? No. The signals, I'm going to be starting from Monday myself. All right. They're going to be different. Those are going to be analyzed and distributed differently. They have nothing to do with this. When I do the live sessions, I give about 3 to 4 signals on there every single session I do. That has nothing to do with the other signals. So with me being back on here, you're going to get a lot of daily signals. So the signals I put out during these live sessions are on top and additional to the signals I'm going to update in the signal section, and additional to the auto traders that I'm going to be putting out on the market maker strategy and the trend setter. So my goal is to give you guys, I would say, about 10 opportunities per day, guys. 10 different signals a day, all right? Which includes the signals on the signal section, the signals you get on the live sessions, plus the signals you get on the auto trader. And I think that's a lot of signals and opportunities for you guys, all right? Now, the live sessions as well that I do for trading, guys, are not recorded for the reason that people will watch these 3 hours later and execute trades that could have passed. So that's why you got to make sure you're on my live sessions. The only thing we record generally are going to be the education, all right? But anything with respect to live trading, guys, it's going to be live, so you got to make sure everybody's on live. Now, I'll be sending an email broadcast to everyone to let them know what programs I have set up for next week's training. All right. And as people get back into the groove of understanding, our times together, we're going to pick it up a bit more. So tonight was more of an introductory for me to come back. I put 3 signals out for you guys. All right. I'm very, very happy to be back, guys. I'm going to be back full-time and permanently. So let's make this happen. Let's go out there and make our money. I know we're going to have a phenomenal year together. My signals that I put out during these sessions are generally, they've always been about 95, 96% accurate. So it's very important to catch these sessions. All right, guys. So let anybody else know that you know is in the company that wants to be on the sessions, so we can pack it out. And I'll send everybody an email. I'm going to send everybody an email to let them know with respect to the live sessions and what time we're going to be on. All right, guys. So anyways, very, very happy to be back. All right. A lot of love for you guys. I've missed you guys. And I'm going to make this a permanent thing. I'm excited to be back. Let's go out there and make some money. I'm hoping these hit our entry points today and we all make a ton of money on it today. I'll be on the auto trader, and I just closed out a pound CAD for you guys. I should have waited on that pound CAD trade a little bit longer. I just thought it was taking too long for me to hit my target, and I closed it out in a 15-pip profit for you guys. If I would have held it another, 20 minutes, hindsight is 20/20, it would have made about 30 pips for you guys. But that's okay. Point is, I'm back. We're going to make this happen, guys. We're going to make a ton of money together, and it's going to be a good time, guys. We had a great time when I was there, and I'm going to continue to be there. And my goal is to make sure that, we have solid trades. I'm the only one putting out the signals and trades going forward. No one else touching them, and just enjoy everything together, all right? So much love, guys. Thank you so much for having me on the session with you. Thank you so much for joining me on this session. I will see you guys back on the next session. Let everybody know, guys, we're back. Love you guys. Take care.